independent? That is the query that we always face with the municipality. Is the board independent as per the Urban Areas and Cities Act? Maybe that is what you need to tell the members.
And Chair, also, I wanted to know if the municipality collects its own revenue and if they have their own staff and if they make their own budget.
Chair, I respectfully beg to differ with that line of questioning because, Chair, it is not, I don't think I've seen it in anywhere as a query, Chair. If it was a substantive query, Chair, then we would have the time to probably, have a look at it. But it's not appearing anywhere as a query, Chair. So perhaps we just want to go into uncharted waters, Chair.
Remember, I started by saying that this shouldn't have been a query because quorum is...
It's not, Chair.
No, I'm saying the particular query here is talking about absence of members of the board, and therefore decisions of the board cannot be legal because the board is incomplete.
Chair, and I am very sorry that I appear to argue with you, Chair. You're my able chair. But then again, the query is very direct. The query is as to the composition of the board. It doesn't speak as to the independence of the board, Chair. It doesn't raise any query as to lack of budget or revenue issues and staff issues, Chair. The query is specific as to its composition of the board, Chair. I still respectfully urge we refrain from that line of argument, Chair.
Chair, what...
and I'm not defending the governor, Chair.
What Senator Chimera is saying, Chair...
I'm on record, I don't act for the county government of Kirinyaga.
Chair, Chimera is him and the former vice chair. The clients are 48 governments. So most of the time but I just wanted to, on a lighter note, you could be looking for work, but I just wanted to say what basically Chimera is saying, if it was not an audit query and we have water that is before us, why are we doing fishing? So that's what you wanted to say? Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe for the benefit and for clarity, perhaps auditor can let me comment on the same.
Let me give directions. Honorable members, we use this committee to also share experiences and understand problems of counties even better. We have sat here, I don't know how many meetings, almost more than 25 meetings, talking about municipalities. And in most cases, auditors raise the issue of independence of the municipality. And you have sat down here listening to the governors express the challenge of how to navigate the Urban Areas and the Cities Act, which is a problem to them in implementing. So I think when the Honorable Member Agnes asked, and I asked, we were actually going to get there. How do we help counties navigate this challenge? Because the law is there. It says municipalities must be independent. But how practical is it in law? And the governor here has been a good chair of the COG. And this issue, we have raised it and said it should also be addressed at the level of COG. That how effective or how practical can municipality be completely independent of the county executive? That is the issue. So we were going there step by step. But I think, Senator Chimera, you are a bit faster than us. So maybe if Governor, you answer that, and then we will now agree on how to handle that challenge.
Chair, I think Chair can help you now. I might be amenable to agree with you because I'm seeing the governor has nominated 2 board members whose education papers are questionable in terms of not having been verified. And then also the county assembly has rejected 2 of her nominees twice. So that speaks again to the possible non-independence of the board, Chair. So perhaps I can allow a comment on that, Chair, now.
I think, Chair, just to start with the response that has been raised now, the response has been given by the Auditor General, that they had said there were no papers, but they have confirmed that there were papers, because we said there were papers. So it shouldn't have been a question even in the audit in the first place. I think I need to start there. Now, Chair, on your question of the viability of the municipalities, and even as you know, we have had this discussion when I was Chair of the Council of Governors. There are some municipalities that can be independent, but majority of the municipalities in the rural areas is almost impossible for them to be independent. First, the amount of revenue they would collect would be so little, they would not be able to run the municipality. So they rely on other areas to get revenue to be able to address the issues that arise. Now, in our case, for example, the Kerugoya-Kutus municipality, you know how our county is, and the total amount of revenue that is raised in a rural county like mine has not even reached 800 million. I think we're now if you were to separate this municipality from the rest of the county, for the board and the staff that they hire to collect that revenue, for them to be able to do any work. That, I think, what we need to establish, and this would require actuarial scientists to make an assessment of what municipality can be truly independent of the executive completely based on the population and the businesses that operate there, the people who can actually pay tax to that municipality for that municipality.
To have financial, managerial, and operational indicators. Not the county to collect for them. They must have their own staff government, and that is proving to be very difficult for counties to support for programs within the municipality. The two, because you cannot say that I am the governor be a balance on that, and that is a conversation we want to engage COG on it, so that if it is the law that definitely before the law is amended, the Auditor General will always raise this query because they follow the law. They check any matter on that. So members, this brings us to the end of the review of the
to separating the losses into physical and commercial, and the effort that the organization has put in place in regards to the same. As previously indicated, one of the major issues that we had was in regards to identify the exact amount of volumes that is being distributed, and the Kutus Bulk Water Project is being done by Tana Waterworks, which is our development agencies. And in regards of fixing the meters, the bulk production meters, the sole responsibilities on the development agency, and as indicated, they've already brought in the meters, and we only having a small issue in regards to the annual license of the meters, so that now we can be able to ascertain the actual production, so that from then we can be able to determine now the exact commercial and the physical. But in regards to whatever the company has taken action in regards to the same that has led to the reduction from the 59 to 47, we've been able to, through the internal funding, because of the funding, we've been able to establish a metering bench internally, so that we are able to test the meters and replace the stalled meters. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable. Okay, proceed.
No, I'm just saying he has finished, Chair.
Okay, honorable members, questions and comments. Senator Mbugwa.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to make a comment. I'd urge the governor to facilitate the team to visit some of the counties which have appeared here, and they are doing so. Probably,
Senator Mudama, you are unusually quiet today.
No, Chair. Maybe it's not a query, but the deposits, the customers' deposits, are they safe? Are they intact?
It's not raised as a query.
I know it's not raised as a query, but I've started with that, Chair.
Chair, I'll pass that question to the Managing Director, Commercial Manager.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Chair, through Her Excellency. I can confirm that the customer deposit is safe. Yeah, it is safe.
But Chair, Chair, I would urge that so that we stay focused, you don't allow members to digress to questions that do not have any audit query. Otherwise, we will look like we are on a fishing expedition, which we are not ready to.
Okay.
Chair, I have an issue.
Yes.
Mine is
Proceed.
the response from the governor. If you read the last slide, Chair, it says the 5 million cubic meters has been based on design capacity. So it means then the governor or the company does not really know the actual water produced. And you've said you have procured meters. I mean, is it meters or yeah. So what is the status of that implementation? Because now that is the one that will help you, because you have already procured. Why are you not installing?
Yeah, I will pass that question again to the Managing Director and the Commercial Manager.
Thank you, Chair. To respond to the same, the production meter is already in sight, but there is a consultation ongoing between Tana Waterworks and the supplier in regards to the annual license, because the meters will have an annual license that will be paid by the company. So there's that discussion in regards to the costs, so that once that is done, they can be able to fix the production meters.
Has the question been answered?
Chair, I thought before you procure, these are some of the things that you negotiate in advance. Otherwise, unless I didn't know that in water, you have to pay an annual license for a commodity that you are buying. I thought it's one of like the other meters that we buy or that are installed in our homes. Otherwise, you need to be very careful, because the supplier might decide to charge you according to the volume of water. I mean, those are things that you check before procuring.
Yeah, well, there are so many questions that we can ask around here, Governor. But my concern is that one of the areas that they have indicated in your response as the loss point is the meter reading, the manual meter reading. What plans do you have to ensure that the meters are smart meters, digital meters, so that to reduce errors arising from reading, manual reading of the meters?
Thank you, Chair. The issues about a company going to the smart metering is in the process. Currently, we have acquired, that is, we have acquired funding from the Water Sector Trust Fund, which has helped us to acquire these smart meters, which we are going to store in zonos, so that we can be able to know the amount of water which we get from one zone to another. Then about the consumer meters, having them being smart meters, we are also having some discussion with the Tana Water agency, so that we can have them procured from that side.
Yeah, you see, looking through your response, MD, and this I will address to you directly through the governor. When you look at the measures that you are proposing, they are largely futuristic, that you will do this, and it's actually, they are looking good. From our experience with other companies that Mbogo has mentioned, they are looking good. And monies have been put on it. So what is the time frame for this implementation of this? Because if you implemented this proposal as it is, then you will be able to reduce. You have rightly put it that you reduce from the current non-revenue water to 36%. So what is the time frame, and how much total budget you need, and have you sought any intervention by the county government to finance this non-revenue water project? MD, I am addressing you.
Thank you, Chair, through Her Excellency. Yes, we are hopeful, and we have already laid strategies so that by the end of this financial year, we will have already sorted this problem. Like the proposal we have made to the Tana Water, it is costing 99 million. And we hope to achieve this so that we can correct the problem.
99 million. Okay, governor is the one to give the funds. Can you say something?
Chair, I'm not giving any extra facts because they are the ones who run the institution, and I think they have costed that. But I wanted to respond to the question as to whether the county government is giving any support to Kiriwasco. Yes. And I just wanted to comment that we have given them a small budget. As you know, we are very financially constrained, of about 18 million from one of our programs, which is K-Wash, for the 80 million for the purchase of meters and for the for enabling them to implement the reforms that they have actually outlined in their strategic plan. I submit, Chair.
So I think you need to prioritize these funds in reducing non-revenue water, because you know what non-revenue water means. The money that you would have gotten, your revenue is wasted somewhere. So if you can collect that revenue, then you'll be able to survive. But if you can't collect 52% of your water revenue, then it is a problem. It's a big problem. I've seen the EACC cannot have a comment on this. No comment. Okay.
Works for the distribution works. What we realized, these old lines were put in many years ago in 80s, and there has been so many illegal connections. And to cap that, we want now to do an overhaul to the system so that now we are able to annul the same. And also in regards to the illegal connections, we've been able, through Tana Water Works Development Agency, we've been able to involve the Water Police Department in regards to curbing the same. Thank you.
I wanted you to talk about, because in your proposal, you have said you are going to apply GIS technology. I expected you to say something around that in terms of managing illegal connection. How are you going to apply GIS to manage illegal connection?
Thank you, Chair. On the GIS, the major part is we want to map all our meters so that all the meters that are connected are mapped, so that when now the meter readers are doing the readings, they are able to locate all the meters. So the GIS comes in terms of mapping the meters so that we are able to locate all the meters.
Okay, this is an area of concern, not just for Kirinyaga Water, but for all the county water companies. The level of non-revenue water is so high, so high. We will recommend that MD, you will do benchmarking. Your immediate neighbor there, Nyawasco, Nyeri Water, they have low and revenue water. So there are one or two things you can learn from them. Kilifi also we saw, they are doing only 16% non-revenue water against international benchmark of 25%. So you need to go there and see for yourself what is it they are doing differently from you. Yeah, so that next year when you come, we should be expecting a huge drop in the level of non-revenue water to even below 25%. So, honorable members, let's go to the query on non-implementation of audit recommendations. Auditor?
Non-implementation of audit recommendation. The company was called for discussion to consider the Auditor General's report on the financial statement for the 3 financial years, lining up to 2020-2021 by the County Public Investment and Special Fund Committee, via letter dated 12 April 2023, reference 2023/046, for the financial year 2021-2022 and 2022-2023, when the letter dated 11 November 2024, reference 2024/204, respectively. The audit examination of the invitation letter further reviewed. The committee requested to submit written responses, including supporting documentations to the specific issues raised in the sent reports of the Auditor General to respective auditors from the Office of the Auditor General. In addition, Appendix 1 to the financial statements on the progress on follow-up of auditors' recommendation reflected outstanding issues as raised in the prior year certified audit report. In the circumstances, the repeated findings from the previous audit signals lack of corrective action and management commitment in the implementation of audit recommendations. Thank you, Chair.
Governor, management response.
Thank you, Chair. The company received implementation resolutions of the County Public Investment and Special Funds Committee resolutions letter on 5th June 2023, which required implementation to be carried out within 60 days. Appendix 7A, County Public Investment and Special Funds Committee resolutions letter. The management submitted a written implementation resolution of County Public Investment to the County Public Investments Committee on 13th July 2024, which was within 60 days as required by the Public Investment and Special Funds Committee. Appendix 7B, Public Investment and Special Funds Committee Implementation Report. The current status: 1. The County Government of Kirinyaga has taken full ownership of the company since February 2024. Appendix 7C, Certificate of Incorporation, and CR 12. 2. The company management are under performance contract effective 2020, which has been cascaded to all other staff. Appendix 7D, Extract of the Human Resource Manual. 3. The board was reconstituted in February 2023 as recommended under WASREP Corporate Governance Guidelines. Number 4, all company assets have been mapped. Appendix 7E, Water Supply Infrastructure Map. 7F, Mapping Report on Kikiwasco's assets. Number 5, the company is currently implementing the non-revenue water reduction plan. This has reduced the non-revenue water reduction plan. This has reduced the non-revenue water from 59% to 47% as at February 2025. Number 6, the company has been in constant communication with Tana Water Works Development Agency pertaining to assets acquired through the Ministry of Water and those acquired through Tana Water on ownership documents. Appendix 7G. And number 7, the company currently has an updated asset register as per the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board. And 8, the Department of Environment, Energy, Climate and Natural Resources, Water and Irrigation has forwarded a bill on water and sewerage to the County Assembly for enactment. We forwarded this on 8th August 2024. Appendix 7H, copy of the water and sewerage bill. I submit, Chair.
Very well, Auditor, your comments on the response. like the management.
Thank you, Chair. The issue of non-implementation on the auditor recommendation basically relates to the prior year. This is for 2022-2023, and we note that some of the issues that were in that report are still appearing now in the report that is before the committee. So in terms of the review, there are areas of continuous improvement, but the measures that have been undertaken and maybe the impact of the same is an area that is for review in 2024-2025. For example, we have the issue of the non-revenue water, we have the issue of the payables, we have the issue of the tax. These are the issues that were in 2022-2023, but subsequently they are also in 2023-2024. Yeah.
So maybe on the compliance to the issue of the board, having full ownership of the board. I think, thank you for that, but we just wanted a confirmation of these people on the CR12, Richard and Peter and Veronica. Are they the board members from the county government, or these are part of the people outside the county government?
Chair, I'll request the CEO Water to respond.
Thank you, Chair. Through Your Excellency, I'm Peter Morimi, the Chief Officer from the county, and I'm a director. Veronica Wawelo was the CC then, that is from the CR12. Veronica Wawelo was the CC then, and she was replaced by James Motugi, who is our current CC, and Richard Gikuhi is our official company secretary.
Okay, I think that's in compliance with the Water Act. So I am also keen on the issue of the transfer of assets, where we had directed that the company, or through the county government, you will engage in consultation with the Tana Water Works Development Agency for the purposes of ownership of your assets, which are still in the name of Tana Water. So maybe you can shed more light on that as well.
I'll request the CC Water to respond, assisted by the CEO.
Thank you. Through the chair, on the issue of the assets, as annexed, we have kept in constant touch with Tana Water, and this is an issue that has also been raised with the IGTRC chair, so that at least the assets that are owed to the company by and are still under Tana Water are transferred, and I believe they have committed to working on it, though there has not been any forthcoming response so far. There is that commitment they did.
You see, now this is a major concern to us, because we even directed IGRGC to take up this matter, and it looks like every time we are being told the same thing, that is being handled. So I don't know, Governor, what COG is doing about this, because it's taken quite a while for some of these transfers to be done.
Thank you, Chair. We have severally raised this matter, including both at IBEC and at the summit level with His Excellency the President, and there was a process that was being guided under the office of the Deputy President in IBEC for the transfer of assets, which I believe they had given an indication that they have finalized mapping out all the assets that belong to county governments and their subsidiaries that are still being
maybe I just wanted to in my closing remarks, maybe
is the issue of non-revenue water. We are losing revenues there. So, as have received services and they have not paid back. I think these two focusing a lot on those two areas. So, honorable members, again, this brings us to the end of the review for the water company. Some closing remarks. Senator Mbogo.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to to some parts of Embu County, which is very well because you are doing, you are serving government of Embu when you are doing something in their county.
No problem with my friend and chair, governor, and neighbor, Cecily Mbarire.
I was asking whether you are having a problem.
Or
maybe,
whether we conflict
or
because
maybe
of providing.
There is an arrangement. Or an agreement.
From what I'm told.
The opening. The opening questions. Okay, just finish. Members, just make your final comment.
They can come up with proposals. How do they want us to help? Because you are the senior.
And yet there is no
meaning to us. So maybe I will